Welcome to the World of Horror podcast with Mom and Mac. I'm Mom.
And I'm Mac.
This is the podcast where we share our love of international horror. Everyone has their fears, but we are not afraid of subtitles. Disclaimers for adult language and spoilers. Hi, Mac. How's it going?
Hi, Mom. It's going okay. Just been really busy at work, so I'm honestly kind of tired. How are you?
I'm good. My catio is going to be done tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm very
That's
excited
awesome.
about that. Yeah. So it's been 3 weeks, which isn't too bad for a whole new structure to be built on the back of your house. And now I know what it's like to hire contractors.
And how is that?
Well, okay. They did really good work. So I have no complaints about the structural integrity of the structure. It looks great. Well, it looks pretty good. There were some aesthetic choices that were made with my say-so, and my friend was like, well, can you paint it? And I was like, yeah, paint does exist in the world. So I can paint it. And so maybe I'll feel better about the way it looks after that. And, well, I guess I should have known there was something up when he said that he strongly preferred cash over check.
No.
So I'll be making my third trip to the bank tomorrow because we split it into 3 payments and leaving with an uncomfortably large sum of cash. And last week when I went, they said, oh, that's over the daily limit, ma'am. And I said, what do you mean daily limit? What are you talking about? And they're like, well, it's a holiday on Friday and we're closed. So this was Wednesday. So I'm like, well, I guess, can I come back tomorrow and get the rest? And they were like, you could do that, or we can find another branch that might be able to help you. So that's what they did. So I had to go to 2 different branches last week, which is,
my God.
Yeah, kind of a hassle. And so tonight I called ahead just to say, this is the amount that I want. And can you set that aside for me? And they said, can you come right now? And I said, I could, but I'd prefer to come in the morning. And they said, oh, that's fine.
This is weird.
Hassle stuff. Yeah.
And why wouldn't cash, a check work? I feel like it's just the same thing, basically.
Yeah. He said, a deposit that big doesn't look good. So,
what?
My boyfriend's conclusion was that he doesn't have a business account. And so
that's stupid of him. Like he's missing out on money, right? Isn't it better to, you can write things off as a business and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess if you do everything under the table, you don't have to worry about writing things off because you're just making money under the table. So I don't think I'm going to work with him again.
No, I wouldn't.
No. I don't.
But you don't like the way it looks?
No, I do like the way it looks. I said, it looks good. I have no complaints about that. And I'm sure it'll, be satisfactory in all those regards. But this business stuff, not great. Kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah. I never get cash, so I wouldn't even know. They probably would think I was buying drugs or something if I suddenly start pulling out all that cash. They'd be like, wow, you've never done this in the history of your account. What's wrong with you?
You never carry cash?
No. Like I I have the bad habit of if it's cash, it feels like that's not my money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll either not spend it and then it's just sitting in my wallet, which isn't great, or I spend it because I'm like, it's already out of my account. It
Whee!
doesn't
Yeah.
count. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think both are bad. Like I should just deposit it. Like I sold some stuff and now I just have all this. I just keep forgetting about this cash, and I'm like, if I lose this, that will be bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. That's what made me feel uncomfortable. Like I went straight from like the bank, like to my car, like to home. And
yeah,
tomorrow I'm going to have to make like 2 trips basically to the same side of town because I want to go to the place, the bank, like right away. And then I have a lunch date in that same neighborhood, but like a little while later. And I don't want to just
yeah,
like sit around with all this cash in
yeah. I wouldn't
my
either.
purse. So even he was like, last week, I said, well, he's like, just put the money anywhere. You could put it in my truck. Just let me know so I can lock it. And the truck was like in my driveway. And that's exactly what happened. I said, dude, I put the money in your truck, and he went boop, boop. And yeah, it's not comfortable
That's
to walk
weird.
around with that much money.
He needs to. He needs to get his shit together. No offense to this guy, but I'm sure it would be better to have a business account for everyone involved. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you're not a teenager, I don't see why. It
Yeah.
just doesn't seem smart.
Yeah. Well, it's like you get what you pay for. This was the cheapest bid that I went with, like by a lot. And
Mm.
now I think I'm kind of understanding why. But like I said, the work is good.
Yeah.
It's really good work. And um, everybody I've shown pictures of the progress, everyone said it looks great. And I think it looks great. And, like I said before, probably on this podcast, it's for my cat.
Yeah.
So, although Quinn said, yeah, I'm adding value to my house. So
I think
didn't,
so.
yeah. So there's that. I'll just be glad when this relationship is over.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be hit. Hopefully, he doesn't hit you up like, got anything else you need to add to your house?
Nope, all good.
No, please lose my number.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, and I mean, like a friend of mine said, it's always more, like you always pay more than what they bid. So I was
Really?
prepared for that. Yeah. And she's an architect and she works with contractors. So I think, yeah, I believe her. But yeah, I'm glad she said that.
Did it end up being more?
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, I have limited experience, but when I was a landscape designer, like I had to make estimates, and maybe it was just the way they ran the business, but my boss was so like, be so careful about what you estimate because we can't go over it. Like he was really adamant about that. But he also told me to never trust a contractor also. So
Interesting.
While I was working there, he was getting like a condo built. And I mean, well, this boss was eccentric in many ways, but I guess this is a good trait, but he was such a hard ass to the contractors, which he should be. He paid like so much money for it, but also it made me feel like, oh no, if I ever get something built, am I just going to get walked all over? Because I mean, again, the things he brought forth, I was like, yeah, they did make a mistake, or they did tell you one thing and they did something else. You should get it changed. But when I would hear him talk to them, I'd be like, this guy's an asshole. But maybe that's how you have to do it. I don't know, but I won't be able to. Like the most I've ever done in that regard, well, number one, I'm very good at people at my door. I'm very good at just telling them to leave, not rudely, but I'll just be like, I'm not buying this. Thank you. Or like spam callers. I will get testy. I will be like, don't ever call me again, please. But the most I feel like I was able, like when Alan and I bought a car, you know, they bring you to the interrogation room to try to get more money out of you. And I mean, at one point I did tap out and then Alan folded. So we ended up paying for this stupid warranty thing we didn't need. And immediately afterward, Alan was like, why did I do that? But like, there were a few times we like would look at each other and I would just look at the guy and be like, we don't want it. like, let us go. Please. And that you kind of have to be like that. Yeah. It is. Like, and they bank on you being too nice to say something. Or, oh my God, I'll never forget going to the mall with my dad. I mean, we stood at a kiosk for 1 hour and he paid $200 for 2 sets of lotion and like nail shit. And I remember like losing a little bit of respect for him after, because I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why didn't you just say, I mean, again, I'm really good at those people. Like they accosted Alan. Maybe it's like cis men, they can't say no to like a pretty lady trying to be nice to them. But like
maybe
this lady was like pulled Alan and was like, she was being really nice. And he kind of looked at me for help. And I just was like, we have to go. And walked away. And I looked at him. I was like, what's wrong with you? What's she going to do?
Exactly.
We're wasting both of our time. Like I'm doing the nice thing actually by being like, lady, you're not getting a sale out of me.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's just cis men because I mean, I was like, I'm just going to tell him I have to give him a check for the last payment. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to take no for an answer. And I took no for an answer. So yeah, I don't know. I wish I had, well, I truly wish I had somebody else to handle this stuff for me, but at least it would be nice to have somebody to cheer me on and be like, yeah, you tell him, hon, you know?
Yeah.
But, anyway, but it's going to be done and that's a great thing. And it's my first adventure and I'm just gaining life experience and it's just money and all that.
And it'll look great and be great. And Rosie's going to be so happy. So
we'll both enjoy it so much.
Yeah. So
yeah, now I'm
proud of you.
Furniture. Thank you.
Were you going to get like a little table and like little chairs and stuff?
Yeah. Well, along the same lines as it all belongs to her, the first thing I thought of is I need a bench, like something that she can walk back and forth on. She can see out. And then I guess, chairs and a table.
It's okay. Just stuff. You were saying cat furniture.
I wish they made waterproof like cat trees and stuff too.
They might. You know, I have this one that like it does come with like cushions that you can take off, but the rest of it's wood. And that something like that would probably work.
Yeah. That would be nice. I have like this really ramshackle one that she has, but it's not waterproof.
Oh no.
But it only comes up to like basically the screens. Like the screens don't go like floor to ceiling. They like stop. So at that place where they stop, that's about as high as the cat tree goes. So it's a real short one. I mean, rain can get at it. I'm not saying it can't. It's just, I don't know. If I were diligent, I would move it out of the way of the rain. But to get outside furniture for the cat and for me is the next step.
And a plant. I feel like a nice outside plant would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to bring this plant back to life. I had to like cut all the dead parts off of it today. And then I was just like, should I even bother? But like
Yes.
I touched the leaves and they had, life in them. So I
Yeah.
didn't want to feel like a murderer.
You didn't want to throw it away?
No.
Something with life in it? You didn't want to throw it away? Like some people in movies we watched. Right?
WoHos. This week we're talking about dolls. And we're extending that definition kind of broadly so we can talk about
these are
the
both
movies today.
They're dolls.
Yeah, I don't know how some dolls would feel being called a doll, but
True. Well, can I ask you real quick? What are your feelings on dolls? Creepy? Do you think they're
yes.
creepy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's something about dolls. I never was a fan. I'm sure I had some when I was little, but I don't have really fond memories of them or anything. They weren't my favorite kind of toy. And yeah, I think they're creepy. What about you?
I think it depends. Like growing up, I know I had Barbies and Polly Pockets and I loved those. Like I love anything you can change the clothes on. And then I had like a Pikachu and a Hamtaro that I really loved and carried around everywhere. But I didn't have like your typical doll that I think people talk about, like toddler sized doll with glassy eyes. So I do think I've slept in rooms before that are filled with dolls and thought like this is a weird choice to do this. Like why would anybody do that? I do wonder. I mean, some people, okay, you know what really freaks me out is not necessarily like the glassy eyed dolls, but the dolls that people try to make that are as real to life as possible. Like people who, and I don't mean this as a judgment because there's always people that they're like, actually, it's great that they have this thing. But okay, there's like a whole community of people with like the baby dolls that look just like real babies. And I guess unless it's a really specific circumstance, perhaps where that's actually doing that person some good, is that not kind of odd? Like,
I find it, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
except for that really specific circumstance, I guess.
Right. Like I've heard that, in some like dementia patients or something like that, like it can be very beneficial or like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say across the board it's an odd thing, but for some people it's a little odd, right? Like,
yeah,
it's definitely like, though I don't know, at the same time, like, hey, if it gets you through the day, who am I to judge?
That's kind of where I come down on it with like a lot of these things. Like I told you about the kids who come to class with like stuffed animals and stuff like that. And at first I was a little taken aback, and then I'm like, who cares? Like,
it ain't hurting anybody.
It isn't hurting anybody except I think maybe them. But
that's what I'm thinking is like, could you be, it's kind of like there's behaviors everybody can have that's like, well, it'd be better if you didn't do that, like, but then at the same time, be better if a lot of things were different in the world. So
that's right. So it's a tough old world out there. So if you need a stuffy to get you through the day, I think it's fine. It's not my choice. I've thought about it. I thought, well, they're bringing them. Maybe I should bring mine. And what if I brought that like really big crocodile that you got me?
And you don't say anything, you just like hold it
on the first day of class.
Don't mention it at all. Like like the teacher reviews are like, great teacher, What's up with the crocodile doll, though?
I should do it. And now I really want to do it.
That will be your thing. Like anything people can latch onto, they'll be like, that's crocodile lady.
Mm-hmm. Crocodile lady.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we're allowed to judge people with like sex dolls, right?
Well, I don't know. I sometimes when I do sexual ethics, I show this little mini documentary about a guy who collects sex dolls and like real dolls, and he's married, and his wife is apparently okay with it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you need more than one.
That's the thing, is also collecting them is kind of like, are they used? Like, are you paying thousands of dollars per doll? That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be a fly in the wall of the therapy session for the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I am judgmental. I'll say it. It's clear that I am. And yeah, I find that odd.
What about if someone was really lonely?
We live in a world where loneliness is at an all-time high. I'm on two sides. One side is like, yeah, okay, if there's a way to not, if it's going to keep you from like killing yourself,
Jesus.
Hey, some people make that kind of argument where they're like, if I don't have my AI girlfriend, I will kill myself. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want you to do that. But on the other hand, it'd be great if you made some friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm allowed to feel both ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I always kind of felt like this is way too much information. But I always felt like when they get the tech right for sex dolls, I'm going to get one of those.
What? That's not where I thought that was going to go.
I mean, sometimes you just want.
You're not. Because, no. I think if you find dolls weird or creepy,
well, that's
got to be the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
It would have to be very realistic. It would have to be 100 years from now when I'm good and dead. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to experience it.
You know what they call people with like AI boyfriends and girlfriends? Clankers. Or I guess the AIs are the clankers. It's like a made up slur people made, but there's got to be a new word for like, if you in the future when people get the like robot like partners, we got to come up with a slur for them.
Okay.
That ain't right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get real ignorant. I'm gonna turn into like when I'm an old man and the kids are coming around with their robot girlfriends. I'll be like, just, it ain't natural. It ain't right. Do it at home, but don't bring it outside. I don't want to see it. And they'll be like, you're so ignorant.
They want special rights now.
Oh, they want to get married?
Oh, man. Oh, now I feel hot.
Well, okay. Our first movie is kind of about a guy, one such kind of person we're talking about. It's the bad side of, hey, you need to make some friends and some coping mechanisms.
Yes, I would agree.
Our first film is Magic. Here's the short plot summary from IMDb. A ventriloquist is at the mercy of his vicious dummy while he tries to renew a romance with his high school sweetheart. It was directed by Richard Attenborough, with screenplay by William Goldman based on Magic by William Goldman. It stars Anthony Hopkins. How many things had he done before this? He looked so young.
Yeah, he looks so young. Well, I wanted to look it up because they're supposed to be 33 in the film. And I was going to look up how old were these actors really. But
That's
forgot.
a rough 33.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony, but stars 33. Okay. I'm thinking about all of them. I'm like, oof. Sorry. No, I don't mean to judge, but I guess I've been doing a lot of judging based on age recently. Like, oh my God, do you ever watch something? Do you feel like this too, where you watch something and they're like, and they'll say something like, oh, this person's so old. She's a woman in her 30s. And I'm like, now, hey, hold on. That's not that old. What do you mean, a woman? She's still a girl.
No. All right. Anthony Hopkins is now 88. So in 1978, how long ago was that? Oh my God.
52 years?
He was born 1937. So he was 41.
Okay, so not 33.
Not 33. Not at all. Yeah, I think kind of miscast then. What about
I've got a lot of feelings about the cast.
Oh, really?
Well,
Anne Margaret
was the direction.
Was born 1941. So she was 38.
I guess it's just the style back then. It makes her look older.
Yeah. But, I mean, they were older.
But more than 5 years older than 33.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so the film stars Anthony Hopkins, Anne Margaret, Burgess Meredith, and Ed Lauder, with cinematography by Victor J. Kemper, edited by John Bloom, music by Jerry Goldsmith. It was released November 8th, 1978, with a runtime of 107 minutes. Felt a little long. Okay. This movie, man. I really tried to think after. I was like, am I just in a really bad mood? Or is this movie bad? I actually couldn't tell because, well, then as Alan and I were in the line for Cookout, and I had just watched it and I told him all about it and was doing an impression of all the voices because the voices are really what got me. And it's like Juno. You know how you feel about Juno? About the dialogue
Juno.
is too witty. It's too snappy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about this dialogue, where it's just everybody's got to fucking say something. Everybody's got to say well, kid, what do you think about this? It's just shut up. It's just what I thought the whole time was I wish everyone would shut up in this movie. They all talk like fats. And it's he's supposed to sound weird, but they all talk like that.
Mm.
Where are they supposed to be from? Is this New York?
Yeah, upstate New York.
Maybe I just don't. Sorry, people from upstate New York. Maybe I just don't like the way you guys talk.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is a period piece. True. I mean, takes place in 1978.
But did they talk like that?
I did not find it weird. So
okay, I think I was just in a weird mood. Okay, did Anthony Hopkins feel like a weird choice, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really impressive because he did learn some ventriloquism and
Wow.
magic for the film. And so I was kind of impressed with that. And it's kind of like a dual role. And I always find that pretty impressive. Um, I mean, they wanted, who did they want? Gene Wilder.
Oh, I would have, this movie I think would have gone crazy with Gene Wilder. Anthony Hopkins, he's so, and I say this as a compliment, like I'm a fan, but he's, the energy was so off-putting the entire time
Yeah.
from him.
Yes.
And I think he's good at that, but it did leave me the entire time kind of being like, ugh, like I did not find him charming at any moment. And I don't mean that as an insult. I do feel like that's what he was going for, but it was maybe done too well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
But okay, so I'll finally get into it. So Anthony Hopkins, his name's Corky. So and his mentor, his name's Merlin. Like, what are we doing? Okay. So you know, when we meet Mr. Hopkins, I mean Corky, they always got him looking sweaty with a lot of blush on. I know this is to look like a dummy, but again, he does look ill the entire time. But okay, so he's talking to Merlin, his mentor, who's like sick on the couch, and he's talking about his first night doing magic. And I did like this scene. I thought it was done well where, you know, Merlin's like, well, kid, like, how'd it go? And he's describing one thing and we're seeing another where he's saying like, you know, it's like this open mic thing. And he's like, I was the only one doing magic. You know, when I got up there and I started doing my thing, everybody stopped laughing. Like they all hushed and watched me. Though what we see is that he's sweaty and nervous. You know, everybody, and I think this is a great depiction of having social anxiety. Like, you know, it's this really surreal, like zoom in on like this lady laughing and like he just looks so scared and he's like doing his magic really, I don't know, it does look very amateurish and like nobody cares. But you know, the way he describes it to Merlin, it's like he got out there, it was his first time and he killed it. You know, Merlin is like, makes sense, kid, like, you know, you're great. But then, you know, Merlin, though, is able to tell, like, okay, actually be honest with me. And Corky's like, well, you know, I was a flop. And Merlin says, you know, you got to use some of the charm. Like, I know you've got some charm in you. And then, he dies. And we don't see him die, but, you know, he's on his deathbed. So now we move forward. It's the same theater. And we've got some environmental storytelling. There's a poster with Corky, and it's like his 28th week at this place. So, you know, things have really turned around for him. So we see like this older manager guy, Ben Green, who is Corky's agent. Okay, I didn't realize his name was Green. They kept calling him Gangrene, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what are the names in this movie? But he's just he kind of reminds me of like Junior from The Sopranos. Like he's this old bald guy and he's just really like this kid, he's great. You got to see him. And we got this guy, Mr. Todson. And, you know, first when we see Corky's performance, it's like an exact, you know, the same thing that happened on the night he flopped. So us, the audience, were confused too. What could be so great about him? We learned that after he flopped, he worked for a year and then he came back. And so, you know, he's doing his card trick. It's kind of going whatever. And then he's heckled by somebody in the audience. It's Fats the dummy, this ventriloquist dummy that looks just like Corky. And, you know, he's, you know, it's your typical like, hey, who is this guy on stage? Like, you know, he's just kind of being an asshole. I really feel like Jeff Dunham has ruined ventriloquism because that's like all I could think about the whole time was just fucking Jeff Dunham. He's the worst.
That's a really good point. Like in my childhood, like ventriloquist acts were not unheard of, and there were like some pretty famous people who would appear like in their own specials and stuff like that, just like the way they're talking here. And it's funny because Steve Martin is name checked. And when he started out, he started doing magic tricks and comedy. But so it's kind of funny that like he was like the big name at the time, like in 1978. So, the fact that somebody could get famous doing magic tricks or ventriloquism was not unheard of in the late 70s. But yeah, since Jeff Dunham, like you don't really see that anymore. And it's sort of like a whole act that like is like in infamy because of him.
Yeah, because he's just racist and annoying and like crazy successful. It's like actually insane how successful he is. Like, is he the most successful ventriloquist of all time? Like,
I mean, he
money wise, probably. Unfortunate for the art. I'd rather see Corky and Fats than Jeff Dunham. I'll say it. So the plan is to book Corky in Vegas and then some talk shows. I mean, they're talking like this guy is really it's kind of odd to watch. I mean, I'm just going along with it as a viewer, but it's kind of reminds me of like Little Shop of Horrors when Seymour is so famous, and we know it's because of the plant, so it's not that odd that everybody's like, I gotta see this incredibly odd plant. But with them, when they're like, he could be on talk shows, he could be in Vegas, I'm like, okay, sure. But they say it should take 5 to 6 months. Does Green say, when I buy you a free lunch at the Four Seasons, you're home free? That's the way they talk. So now cut to the Four Seasons in New York. NBC wants Corky for a pilot special, but they want just a routine medical exam. And Corky's like, I'm not doing it. Like, he gets really intense about it. He's like, I'm not doing it. Like, don't ask me. If that's a deal breaker, then okay. I guess I'm not going to do it, but figure it out so I can do this without having to do this medical exam. And I mean, Green's a little bit put off, kind of like, they're not going to want you if they find out, that there's something really wrong with you, like just get it. But he's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. And so Green just thinks that Corky is afraid of success. He's self-sabotaging. Well, Corky runs away to his hometown. He takes a cab, goes all this way. He rents a cabin on Lake Melody from Peggy. He pays the cabbie to not tell anybody he drove there. Because like he's so famous that he is recognizable now. That's I guess right. I just do have to imagine that he's Jeff Dunham, because I think that that would make sense. But it's so funny to imagine this being Jeff Dunham. Like of Jeff Dunham actually being like a crazy person. But Corky, sees Peggy. It seems that they know each other, and he shows her Fats, and she's like, yeah, she goes cuckoo over Fats. She's like, I love it. It's so funny.
I know. That's when I was kind of like, Peg, are you okay?
Right? I'm like, wow, she really, I guess that's the thing is like, she's weird too.
Yeah, she's pretty weird.
She's an oddball, but the whole movie it unsettled me, I guess. All of it, I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now watching this. Am I supposed to go, aw, like they're so cute? When I'm going like, I guess you guys, like, you're made for each other, because I don't get it,
I did have one awe moment. When we get there, I'll tell you what it was, but.
Okay. So, we find out she's unhappily married to Duke. These, like they all went to school together, right? Like,
yeah,
they all know each other. What was the story with Merlin and his wife? I'm forgetting.
When Merlin's wife was dying, they did this card trick, and when she was dying, Merlin said that he thought he could read her mind. And they did this card trick where she held a card to her heart, and Merlin would say what the card was.
Oh, and it just made them feel connected to each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So, they have a little card trick moment where, and this scene is just, it's the thing. There's a lot of scenes I do like in this movie because they do make you uncomfortable. And I think they are scary. Like Corky, he scares me in this scene. Anthony Hopkins does do a great job where, Peggy's just so excited to see him and talk to him. Like it kind of is like a Little Shop of Horrors where we know Audrey just loves Seymour for Seymour, but he thinks that he doesn't believe that could be true. And I think Corky feels the same about Peggy. Like he has to be good at this for her to like him. When to us, it's clear that's like, she just really likes him because she's into this for whatever reason. So he should just revel in that. But, he tries to do the same trick with her, and, he's kind of explaining it weird. And what she's feeling nervous too. And he yells at her.
Yeah. So they both have a deck of cards. She's supposed to pick one out and then put it back in the deck. And then he's got his own deck of cards and he's supposed to pick out her card. But he's sweating and he's like, concentrate. You're not concentrating. I can tell you're not focused. And he's just yelling at her. And she's like, I'm just thinking about my card. And this is the first time she's seen him sort of act out of character. So she's just like, I'm really afraid. And then he fucks up the trick.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's do it again. And this time, focus. And she's like, I don't want to do it again. And he's like, why? And she's like, because I'm afraid. Reasonably so. He's acting like a maniac.
Yeah.
And he's just so sweaty. And I mean, it's very tense and uncomfortable.
It's very scary. And even when, even when it is going right, it's still scary. It's very tense. We know she's got, we see what card she has, and we see him fan out the cards and kind of go towards her card, then move away. And he's it's like he is trying to read her mind. He's thinking so hard. And he does get it right. And it's the tension is all gone. And he's just like, I didn't fail. And it's really weird.
But he also
strokes
says
her face.
Yeah, it's also the thing that where he says it has to succeed for two people who want it as much as we do. So it's just so gross,
Yeah. It's odd.
But what we learn later, it's really gross that he does this.
Yeah. Then they make this works. It worked. They have sex.
Yep, that's it.
It is he just needs to be cool, because I think anything would have worked. I think he could have turned the trick going bad into something that would have worked. She just wanted to have sex with him. I don't know. She likes him a lot. She does. I think the tension and the scariness does have a weird thrill, or a seriousness that pulls her to him. It makes it feel significant, I think. And she has a life, I think, that feels very boring, perhaps. And so, here's this guy she hasn't seen in forever. Now he's made it big as a ventriloquist. And now he does this trick and he's so intense. I think all of it just, it all works, and they have sex. And we see that Fats is outside of the bedroom, and we hear menacing harmonica music. It's just so unsettling. This is just the beginning of the movie.
I've never heard harmonica music sound menacing. And I'm pretty sure the subtitles did say menacing music,
That's so funny.
What a weird choice.
Very weird. Well, He asks Peg to run away with him. If she leaves Duke, he'll leave Fats. They could just be together. She says she'll think about it. I mean, this is pretty crazy. You know, she's already cheated on her husband, and now he's like, leave him forever and come with me. Fats is like, let's go back to the city, you know? Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go be famous. He shouts with Fats. I mean, this scene is great. Like, it's really intense, and you know, Anthony Hopkins is pretty good at yelling. And yeah, they get into a shouting match, and then the most awkward thing happens. Green does walk in the midst of this like mental breakdown. This might be my favorite scene right here. Green is kind of like, oh, okay, like I see why you don't want the medical exam now. But he's honestly, it's kind of touching in a way. Like he's just really like, you need to see somebody. Like this is a kind act, what he's doing. Like being like, you don't need to be on a show. You know, what you need is for me to help you get some help because there's something wrong with you, basically. And he's right. And, you know, he says Corky's not in control. And, you know, and Corky's still talking with Fats in the midst of all this. Fats says Green is the villain. Green is like, here, listen, I'll make you a deal. Make Fats shut up for 5 minutes and I won't call the shrink. And so like Corky sets him down next to him. And this is the best scene, I think, in the whole movie. It's so good because it's like, we can just see that Corky is so just like, he can't take it. And he's like, how much time has it been? And Green's like, about 30 seconds, you know? And it's just, you just know it's coming. You know it's not going to work out. You know, he's like, really like, he kind of is bleeding almost into being Fats without doing the Fats voice. Like he's trying to crack jokes and stuff, but the moment is so tense. Yeah, and at a minute 45, there's a shot of Fats' face overshadowing Corky's. And, you know, he says to Green, like, I don't think I'll ever forgive you for this. And Green's like, I'm not doing it to hurt you, you know? Like, this isn't a punishment. And finally, at 2.5 minutes, Corky's like, I can't take it. And he pulls Fats and, like, talks with him. And it's just such a good scene. It's so tense and like you can't look away. And so Green's like, okay, well, I'm leaving. You failed. Fat says that Corky is crazy and that they need to stop Green. And that they should, he's like, well, how? And he's like, with me. And so, you know, Corky corners Green in like, there's like some woods behind the cabin and it's in the middle of the night. And he beats Green with the puppet of Fats. It breaks Fats' head and Green's head. And Fats tells him to bring, you know, his IDs and stuff and then put some stones in Green's pockets and drown him. So then, you know, Corky does this. He brings him to the lake, but as he's trying to drown him, Green wakes up. They fight. This guy, he will not die.
He's got a lot of life in him.
For an old man, this guy, he's really like, hey, you're not going to kill me with a dummy. They fight, and now it's the next morning. Peg wakes up Corky. Duke is back and is watching them from the window.
Okay, this is the part where I went, aw. Because he was like, does your husband have a telescope? Because if he doesn't, I just want to say that making love with you was the top 3 things in my life.
That is cute.
Come on.
Yeah, it worked on her. She was she was like, you're something else. You know, she loves saying like that.
Skips back to her house.
He's got her wrapped around his finger. I mean, it's interesting. I guess I feel bad for her. I feel like by the end of this movie, he single-handedly ruined her life, basically.
Yeah.
And she didn't do anything wrong. I mean, she broke one of like the 10 commandments. Yeah, she cheated on, you know, her husband, but who cares? They were all doing it back then. I don't know. He's a big shot, you know, why not? So Corky brings Fats, which I was like, I was getting anxious anytime I saw Fats now. I'm like, what's this dummy gonna say? But he brings Fats to talk to Duke, and he charms him. Like, he's just kind of being silly and funny, and Duke actually kind of like relaxes a little bit and, you know, enjoys the time. But then, they discover Green's Rolls Royce. Okay, Corky got to be one of like the top worst criminals of all time.
Yeah.
It's real bad. Like, who would this Rolls Royce belong to? Yeah. Corky's like, I guess that could be like my agent. I don't know. But yeah, where'd he go? Like, it's just so suspicious that, you know, if you have a brain, which at this point I'm kind of like, she's a little bit too infatuated, because how does she not see how weird this is? Like, Duke is like, he's right. Like, this is weird. I guess that's the thing I thought about while watching this was like, okay, I'm trying to, like, you know, you watch something where the main character is the villain, but you're rooting for him. Like, you're like, I want you to get away with it. I did not feel that way. Okay. Like, I was kind of excited for him to get caught. I was like, please put us out of our misery. like you watch Death Note and you're like, I want Light to get away with it. Or like, you know, Dexter, you're like, no, don't find Dexter out. But this one, I'm like, yeah, why am I on Duke's side?
Oh man.
It's kind of like the next movie where, like, at some points, like, I won't reveal anything, but at some points I'm like looking at the main character, I'm like, you kind of are an asshole. Like, you know. But okay. Corky pretends to talk to Green on the phone. He does a pretty good job. Like, what I thought was good about this was like Peggy's in the room listening to the convo, and he's even kind of like saying things that would be embarrassing to say in front of a person, you know, like he's talking about her in a way that really does sound like a guy talking on the phone, you know, where he's saying like, yeah, I'm going to run away with her and stuff. And I don't know. I think I would have been convinced too, which makes sense because he's a performer. So Duke wants to know if Peggy slept with Corky. Like, he corners her in their bedroom. She says no, but says she wanted to. And he gets kind of rough with her. It's kind of like, okay, I'm no longer Team Duke. I'm just kind of Team Peggy. Get the fuck out of there right now. Yeah. But, you know, that wouldn't feel good if your spouse said, no, I haven't cheated on you yet, but I sure would like to. That would be weird. So I love this scene because it's so funny. Like, Duke is like, come fishing with me. And it's so intimidating. Like, he takes him out on this little boat in the middle of the lake and just starts talking about Peggy. And he's like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose her. And like, I think Corky plays it off pretty well. And, you know, he still denies that they slept together. Duke gets a hook caught on something. And it's very tense because we think it must be on Green. And so we see Corky behind Duke with like the oar. He's like going to hit him and, you know, kill another man within 24 hours. But it turns out it was just a branch. I like that. But when they look up, they see Green's body washed up on the shore. So they go over and he doesn't have any ID on him. And he's like, is this your manager? Is this your agent? And he's like, no, he's a lot taller than this guy. He's so bad at like, sometimes he's good and sometimes he's the worst at lying. So Duke goes to Corky's cabin and, I mean, he does rifle pretty well, but I'm kind of like, Corky, why didn't you hide these damn IDs better? Because it doesn't take that long until he finds all of Green's stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, Corky killed him. Then we see Fats. And it seems like the way that the scene is shot, it does look like Fats now has sentience and has killed Duke with a knife, but it was Corky. Because like then we see, I mean, it's shot really interestingly, where, you know, you think it's Fats turning and moving with the knife by himself, but then we see Corky like kind of behind him after the deed is done. So, I mean, it must be Corky that did it. This is not a supernatural film. Right. Fats tells Corky to drop Duke and Green in the lake again. So Corky tells Peggy that he got into a fight with Duke and that Duke is off hunting. And he's like, let's just go. Let's run away now together. And Peggy's like, well, I'll run away with you, but I need to tell Duke in person. Like he deserves that much. I've spent like a lot of my life with him, which, okay. I mean, you did cheat on him, but I guess it's better than ghosting him. And so they're just kind of waiting around, even though Corky knows Duke ain't coming back. And Corky tells Fats that it might just be, you know, him and Peggy on the honeymoon, aka he doesn't really want to be with Fats anymore. And Fats says that he'll tell everything. Like, you know, he'll squeal. Corky says he's a single act now. It gets dark. And, you know, Peggy talks to Corky, who's still got Fats. And Fats reveals to Peggy how the telepathy trick works and says something hurtful, like, you know, he uses it to sleep with bimbos or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very cruel. And she, of course, gets upset. She feels stupid. Like, you know, imagine this. You've like cheated on your husband. You're planning on running away. And then to you, it seems like the guy is making fun of you to your face with his dummy, saying that the thing that bonded you two together, he just uses as a trick to sleep with women who are stupid. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, fuck me then. So, you know, she runs away and, you know, hides in her room. Fat says he can make Corky's migraines come and go, and tells Corky to go kill Peggy. So then Fats talks to Peggy through the door. I like this scene. Like she says like, you know, Corky, go away. I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, it's not Corky, it's Fats. And she's like, okay, Fats, go away. And he says he has a wooden heart that Corky whittled and that he put there. Yeah. And then like we see Corky behind, or like waiting behind the door, and like him and Fats are dressed exactly the same. And he's like, the blush is so strong. He does look just like him. Mm-hmm. And he's, holding the knife up, and it's really like eerie.
Moves his eyes to the side.
Yeah. But he runs away, and in the cabin, Corky drops the bloody knife, but he has stabbed himself, not Peg. So he, you know, gets on the ground, and Fats also says that he's, you know, he feels himself fading, and, you know, he's like, come over to me, and Corky crawls to him, and Fats is like, I hope I go before you. Like, I don't want to be alone in this world. And Corky's like, I don't think you have to worry about that. And then they die. And then Peg is like, Corky, like, you know, I've decided, like, I'm going to leave with you. And she like throws up like the wooden heart and catches it. And then in like a Fats like voice, she's like, hey, you better answer quick. Like, I'm liable to change my mind. And so is it supernatural? Like, is Fats within her now? Well, we don't know. And then the movie's over. And then you go get cookout and you tell your boyfriend. I was like reciting almost like every line to him. Like, I did watch this movie very, very intently. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think I realized while watching it, I was like, I guess I'm just not like a dolls person. Like I don't really find them creepy, I guess. Like I chose this theme. Like last time was like, yeah, let's do dolls. But then watching this, I was like, maybe I don't like doll movies.
Well, when this came out, I think I was pretty little, and I thought, you know, in my younger mind, you know, I did think it was supernatural. And I think the ad, I don't know if this is in the trivia. Oh yeah, it is. Was probably why I thought that. But yeah, no, not a supernatural movie. I don't know. Fats does creep me out. Then the scene where he seems like he kills Duke is pretty scary. But yeah, other than that, I think that it's really scary because of Anthony Hopkins' performance. I mean, he's scary, Corky.
Yeah, he does a good job, I think, at being unsettling. Well, here's some trivia. Gene Wilder, as we said earlier, was the original choice for Corky, and director Richard Attenborough and writer William Goldman wanted him, but producer Joseph E. Levine refused on the grounds that he wanted no comedians in the movie to distract from the serious nature of the story. I don't know. Like, I think Anthony Hopkins did a great job, but he did so well on the unsettling part. It didn't exactly sell the entertainer part to me. And that I don't think is necessarily his fault. Maybe it's the way they directed him, because he is a great actor, but he's unsettling the entire time.
But I mean, when he's Fats, especially when he's like cracking up Duke, or like there's a scene where I don't know, there's like a moment of tension between him and Peg, and he brings out Fats, and Fats is like, "Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you," or whatever. And she laughs. It like totally disarms her. So I think like when Merlin said you need to find some charm, I think all the charm is in Fats. And that was the gimmick that he found. But he himself is not a charming guy.
Yeah. I wish, I guess, that would have been like commented on in the movie or something. Like, I feel like you said, that we get every like cue from the other characters, but me watching, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a line at the end where, he's like, "I can't make it without you, Fats." And Fats is kind of like, you're stupid. It's always been you. Like, I am you. And seems like even at the end, Corky could not realize that nobody was making Fats talk but him. So he did have the charm. In the original trailer for the movie featuring the dummy Fats, the original trailer for this movie featuring the dummy Fats was removed from broadcast stations after parents complained about how scary it was. In the ads, Fats talks, closes his eyes after he says the last line, which is, "We're dead." The voiceover mentions the actors and the R rating, at which point Fats opens his eyes and they roll to the left. Ooh. This movie was R.L. Stine's inspiration for the dummy Slappy in his children's horror story series Goosebumps. In the television adaptations of the books, Slappy has the same sounding voice as Fats. Interesting. Well, briefly, what does Letterboxd have to say about it? Big Jim 69 gave it 1 star. "A recommendation from my dad's sister," sobbing emoji. "I'm not sure if she can be trusted." Okay, Big Jim. Nadine gave it 1 star. So bad. What a bore fest. Everyone wants to love this for Anthony Hopkins, but his character is insufferable and his love interest is a moron. This, maybe Nadine was in a similar mindset as me when I watched this, because that's kind of what I came out of this feeling. Was like, man, I love Anthony Hopkins. And it's not even that he did a bad job, but it just didn't, I don't know, it didn't click for me. But maybe if I saw it in like a theater with other people, that would be a lot better. Film Lord 666 gave it 1 star. Boring anti-magician propaganda. Disgusting Human gave it 5 stars. As a lover of menacing harmonica sounds and ventriloquism, this hits all the sweet spots. I promise when I finally succumb to the siren song that is ventriloquism, that I will act responsibly with my dummy. That's a cute review. Real Freak gave it 5 stars. 5 stars for Anthony Hopkins' learned ventriloquist work alone. That's really generous. Mean Mr. Mustard gave it 5 stars. Oh my God. Wow, okay. As someone who owns 5 ventriloquist dummies, I can relate to this overall rating 10, poster rating 8.7. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing, is this review, actually.
Oh my gosh, I know. Mean Mr. Mustard, please don't get in touch.
That's so... 5 is...
5.
Wow. 5. Well, okay, so you saw this when it came out, or just the trailer?
Just the trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I saw it probably in my 20s or 30s.
Did you feel differently then versus now watching it?
No, I liked it both times.
Did you see it like... Well, okay, no, then it wouldn't have been in theaters. But how would you rate it?
I would rate it in those little knives.
They're so tiny.
Little penknife knife that that Fats had. It's like this big.
I don't think that would kill you.
I know.
Like if it was the neck, but like one stab in the stomach, I think you might make it.
I do too. 4. I'd give it a 4.
I'm not saying my rating is right or
it's okay.
I'm giving it a 3, but it's a respectful 3.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't for me, but I can't say it's a bad movie, you know?
Yeah.
What have we learned? Go to therapy.
We say it like every week, basically.
It's basically it's what we learn every time.
But also, Peggy, get some friends.
Come on, girl. Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, and I think we've learned that if a guy yells at you, that's a red flag.
Serious red flag.
Like within like an hour of seeing each other, if he yells at you.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, if he did that to me, I'd be like, you've got to go. Like right now.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Pack.
Take your dummy with you. Yeah.
Instead, she like puts her face on his hand. Like, what?
Like, man, I feel bad for women. Like, what is this? Like, it is odd. I feel like this is not an unusual thing in a movie to have like an outright like unhinged man
monster,
and and to be presented as like, and ladies, that's love. No.
You can fix him.
Yeah, you can fix him. No, he can make you worse.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And look, he did.
Ruined her damn life. She is going to get pinned. Can you imagine?
She's got to like walk in on that. That's going to fuck you up for the rest of your life.
And then your husband and some guy you don't know is going to wash up, and they are going to think you did it. She's probably going to jail for this.
Jesus.
Well, would we watch it again? Maybe.
I would.
Favorite scene and or kill?
The scene with Ben Green in the cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's really good.
Who wins the You Fool Award, Peggy?
Peggy.
Sorry, Pegs. Maybe Duke, too.
What did he do that was foolish?
I don't think he should have... I guess he thought he could take Anthony Hopkins, but I think he just should have grabbed Peggy and left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he thought that Anthony Hopkins was harmless. So I guess that was a little bit foolish, but he was suspicious and he followed his suspicions and he was correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he just underestimated how crazy Corky was.
And how lethal a little knife could be.
Ching, 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 ching. It's like
it is like if
long.
I killed you with this. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because how sharp is it too? If it's just it's a letter opener.
It's like a crayon. Well,
that was magic.
Magic. All right, you want to take a little break?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So our next film is called The Doll Master. The short plot summary from IMDb says, 5 people are invited to a remote doll museum, and one by one they are mysteriously killed. Their survivors find out the truth. Dolls have spirits, and they have come to settle scores.
Spoilers.
Totally. Written and directed by Jong Yong Ki. Okay, Kim Yu Mi, Shim Hyung Tak, Ok Ji Young, Lee Ka Young, Im Hyung Jun, Lim Un Kyung, Chun Ho Jin, Kim Do Young, and Nam Young Ryul. And cinematography by Joel Chol Ho, edited by Nam Na Young. Release date was the 30th of July, 2004, and it has a running time of 90 minutes. How did you feel about this runtime, Mac?
Felt fine for the first half. And then the second half, I was like, is this movie still going?
Yeah, I could totally understand that.
But for a Korean movie, this might as well be an hour long.
Yeah. The opening scene is in the past. A man made a life-size doll of his beloved. She was killed, and he was found guilty of her murder by a vigilante mob who killed him. And the doll stayed at his graveside. Okay. Not sure how that happened.
Yeah, right?
But I guess just go with it. That's going to be most of this movie.
Yeah.
In the present, Hae-mi is driving to an art gallery. She picks up Tae-sung, a model, at the side of the road. Jung-ki, the photographer, takes a Polaroid picture of Hae-mi in the courtyard where there is a prominent statue of Mother Mary. Put a pin in that. When Hae-mi looks at the Polaroid, she sees a girl in a red dress in the background, but doesn't ask about her. It's just, that's interesting.
I love the styling in this movie. It's so 2004. And I love like that both the female leads have like short, cute hair. Mm-hmm. Everybody looks really cute.
Yeah, everybody looks adorbs. So we meet the cast. Like there's literally a scene where they're like, let's introduce everybody. And they just kind of go around in a circle. And then when everybody introduces themselves, the other people applaud for them.
Yeah.
Very weird. Okay, so we meet the cast of this film. Chua Jin Won is the curator. Hong Jung Ki is the photographer. Lee Sun Young is a junior in high school. Park Ka Mi is a sculptor. Jung Young Ha is a novelist. She's quiet and she's constantly holding a doll. Kim Tae-sung is a model and he was not invited. But he can stay. And then we meet Mrs. Im. She's a doll maker and she's in a wheelchair. Okay, so the whole thing is that they're all going to act as models for dolls. And we see a gallery of dolls. And Hamey goes into her room and there's a life-size doll holding a mirror. So
this girl, she won't let anything get her down because she's just like, oh, how interesting.
yes.
The scariest thing I've ever seen. That's really cool.
Well, I think scarier than that is Young Ha. In her room, there's a life-size doll on the ceiling holding light fixtures.
Nuh-uh. I'm like, can I sleep in any other room? And again, Hamey's like, that's cool. No,
it's not.
It's not cool.
It's darn frightening. Young Ha has a doll that her father, quote, adopted, whose name is Damien, and the doll named itself.
This character is such a red herring because the whole thing is just that she's a freak. Like, we think she must be part of the plot, right? Because she's saying all this weird cryptic shit. No, she's just like
yeah.
I'm just like, I'm realizing this retroactively where I'm like, oh, so she was just saying weird shit to be weird.
Yeah, just a weirdo off the street. Yeah, the whole idea with these like life-size dolls is they're supposed to portray regular people. But in the case of Young Ha, she's not regular. So Young Ha is just telling her all this stuff. Hamey is just rolling with it. She thinks it's all a bit weird, but
being polite.
Overall, interesting. Hamey goes to take pics of the dolls in the gallery. While shooting one with half-closed eyes, its red eyes seem to pop open, although in the digital camera, the eyes are half-closed. Everybody has flip phones, and when they want to take a picture, they use a digital camera. Hamey goes into the basement.
Why?
And runs into Jinwan. He says the basement is the perfect temperature to store wine, which is pretty plausible.
My first thought, storing bodies. The way he says it, it seems like he's about to say bodies. Perfect place to store a body.
At dinner, they're all using Western utensils for some reason. And Jung Ki says that non-human things can develop a soul if we are too attached to them. And Mrs. Im agrees because she's a doll maker and she thinks like she's putting a lot of herself into the dolls. So put a pin in that.
I do like this idea. Like, I know from watching like the Marie Kondo, she talks about like the items having kami, like, you know, just the idea you should like respect what you own. And I don't know, I guess I wanted to ask, like, did you have any like toys growing up that you were like, that I guess you loved enough to imbue a soul into it?
Well, I don't know about that, but I had a Fisher-Price barn. Have you ever seen one?
Mm-hmm.
And then you open up the barnyard doors and it goes moo, like when you like open up the doors. That. Yeah. And yeah, I really liked that thing. So
that's so cute.
Yeah, I remember that, and I saw one at an estate sale, and it didn't do that when you opened up the door. So I was like, well, forget it.
And it's probably haunted.
Probably.
An estate sale.
Yeah, I don't know about estate sales. The last one that I went to was such a bust. I'm just like, you got to drive all the way out there. And then, if there's like nothing that you're interested in, it's just sort of like, why are we doing this?
Okay, so is it just, I've never been to one. Is it just like go into this dead person's house and buy what you want? Interesting.
Yeah, so usually they'll have stuff set up in the garage or like some outside area. Yeah, and you just wander through all the rooms and it's kind of weird.
Honestly, what a great idea as, somebody who's gone through a dead person's things and had to be like, I guess I'm taking all this now. Like, I mean, some stuff I really wanted and I'm glad I took, but, I had to kind of just make a decision really fast. So I just ended up taking so much stuff that now I've just got all this stuff. And like, I guess like if your house is big enough with so many things, that seems like a great idea, honestly. Like to just be like, I've taken what I want. Please make my life easier. I totally see why people do it.
Yeah. The last one I was at, there was a car in the driveway too that was also for sale.
Wow.
So, yeah. But yeah, you go in the kitchen, there's all the kitchen stuff. And yeah, it's such interesting. But the clothes kind of get me. I'm just like, I don't think I need to wear
Are they washed?
Dead people's clothes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's like, it could be Goodwill, like what you get at Goodwill, but at least it's removed at that, like you don't know.
There's this account I follow on Instagram. It's 3 mediums, and it's haunted or not haunted. And they go into like secondhand stores, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is definitely haunted.
That's so funny. Just vibes based.
Just vibes based, yeah. Well, I don't know, mediums. I guess they get those messages from the dead. Supposedly, mediums don't come for me. So Sun Young's photo shoot goes well. She's the teenager. She's having a blast, but Young Ha has a freak out. She collapses. And at some point, Sun Young, comments on a scar on Haimy's arm. I just wanted to mention that. The scar is mentioned. And I can't remember when that happens. And I watched the second half of this movie twice. Because the first time I zoned out so bad, I'm like, this won't do. Like my notes were crazy, like so incomplete. So I was just like, but I can't go back further.
Yeah.
There's just no way. So just trust me, WoHos. Somebody makes a comment about the scar on Haimy's arm. Tae-sung goes snooping and in Jinwon's office finds that there are files on all the guests. He hides in the closet when Jinwon comes in, and a doll in the closet grips his neck and its eyes move to meet Tae-sung's. And somehow Tae-sung stays quiet throughout all that. Jinwon opens the closet door and says if Tae-sung doesn't want trouble, he should keep quiet. Discount Shuimin Shik is in the basement. So here we have a guy. He looks pretty rough. He's got kind of shoulder length
accurate
hair. The little girl comes in and the old man asks, did she meet Haimi? I think that's what he asks her. Young Mi is conked out on the fainting couch, and Young Ha, is conked out on the fainting couch. And Haimi goes to retrieve Damien, her doll, on the stage. He pricks her and she drops him. Haimi sees a girl in the garden. It is Mina. I don't think they say anything important in this part, because this isn't the part where Mina has blood all over her. No. Maybe it's the part where she comments on the scar on her arm. Who knows? But I don't think anything important is said. But Mina is dressed in that red jumper with the white blouse underneath. There's a scene with Mrs. M and Haimi in Mrs. M's studio. Haimi asks about Mina, and Mrs. M says Mina said she knew Haimi from a long time ago. And that seems a little odd because Haimi thinks she's just met Mina just now. Then Young Ha attacks Haimi. She thinks Haimi destroyed her doll. Its eyes are poked out and it has been decapitated. Haimi's book is in the room, but she protests her innocence. Haimi's bedroom has been trashed, but nothing ever comes of that.
Yeah.
How are you feeling so far with this film, Mac?
I'm into it. I like all the characters, and I'm intrigued about where it's going to go. I really like Mina. I think the actress they got for her is very striking and looks like a doll. And her hair is so obviously a wig, but in a good, I never say that in a good way, but I mean this in a good way. Like it looks like doll hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her little dress. And there's a lot of intrigue, so far. I'm like, what could this be? Like, I was thinking about the beginning scene a lot, and I was like, it must be tied somehow, but I could not see how it could be yet. And it was kind of giving a little like Haunting of Hill House, like
Yeah.
strangers gather to a mansion. Like, I like that, setup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good connection. Mrs. M and Mr. Choi go to the man in the basement and threaten him with death if he doesn't do something. We don't know what that is.
I guess I'll say the one where I start to feel a little bit like I don't know if I'm going to continue liking this movie is actually the introduction of Discount Choi Min-sik, because I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
yeah.
I just feel like he's in his own movie, and it kind of took me out a little bit, where I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's why at the end, like when everything goes popping off, it's just like there's just like one too many things that happen. And I think that's my brain just went like kablooey, and I just couldn't, put these things together. But
yeah,
ultimately, I don't think it matters that much. Jung-ki says that someone must have thought that Young-ha's doll had a soul. He says to kill a possessed doll, you need to remove its eyes and cut off its neck. Also, abandoned dolls take revenge on their owners. He also reveals that this is his hometown. Sun Young says it is her father's hometown. It turns out it's the hometown of all the guests. Well, not Tae-sung, but he wasn't invited.
Yeah, true.
Mr. Choi is like, what a coincidence.
Also the character of like Jung-ki is so weird. I know he's just there to like drop lore like this, but it's done in such a not great way. Also, he's creepy. Like he's just I mean, he's a photographer, and all photographers are like creeps. So like, I mean, it's not lost on me how creepy he is from the get-go to this junior in high school. That's like a 16 or 17-year-old, by the way. Like, that's weird. I know that's the point, but it's like just, but it's like also he knows all the doll lore. Like it.
Yes.
I was kind of like, and how does this guy know? Like seeing it written out, I'm like, yeah, he does drop all the doll lore. That's odd.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is a very badly written film. It's just so clunky.
Yeah. If you look too hard, it all falls apart.
Young-ha is in her room. The door opens, and she thinks she sees a doll in the window. Damien's head rolls to her feet. We see fingers crawling up the windowsill. She cries on her bed. The lights flicker. The weird life-size doll from her ceiling is right above her. Ah! Haimi was going to take up some food to Young-ha, but Sun Young volunteers to do that so Haimi can go see Mrs. M. On her way, she sees Mina crying in the courtyard. Mina doesn't understand why Haimi doesn't remember her. Oh, and she also has bloody hands. And let's come back to that because I have questions.
Me too.
Haimi chases Mina into the woods. She falls and passes out when she rolls into a tree. Sun Young finds Young-ha hanging from a light fixture with her whole tongue hanging out.
That's got to be the best shot in the movie, because I did like, the only part I really thought was creepy was earlier when Young-ha's getting like, her photos taken. We see Mrs. M sketching, and like she's sketching this exact scene of like her hanging with her tongue out. And I remember being like, oh my God. Like, and then, her hanging here, like I'm still in at this point.
Yeah.
But I quickly get lost. But I think this part, if they could just stick with this vibe, this part was good.
Mm-hmm. She and Jung-ki are sitting downstairs, and she says she has to go to the bathroom. For some reason, he goes with her. And they discover together that there are life-size dolls in the stalls behind the toilets.
So my other question is, did they not use the bathroom at any point before this?
Apparently not.
And these are the only bathrooms in the whole place. Like, that was odd to me.
Yeah.
Because they've been here for like over a day now. Right?
I think so, yeah.
I was just like, okay. Like, it's the only toilets. Okay. I mean, it's a great shot, but that's just the thing, is like the scenes, they're set up in such a shoddy way, I think.
Mm-hmm. The toilet doll kills Sun Young, and she ends up contorted. While she is in her death throes, Jung-ki takes a picture under the door and is horrified when he sees it. He speeds away in his car, and Tae-sung chases after. There is a doll in Jung-ki's back seat. The brakes don't work. He crashes, and the backseat doll chokes him.
I guess I just have a little bit of like an issue. I know this is I'm not saying this is just a thing in Korean movies, though it is a thing in Korean movies, where I feel like creepiness towards like girls and women is just seen as like a fact of life and almost kind of like a quirky character trope. And I found that just like really disturbing in this movie. Like more like, it's even in like, like it's like plot points in movies by directors I really respect. So again, I'm not saying it's something that you can't talk about, but in this movie, it's just kind of like a haha, this guy's creeping on a high schooler. Oh, he took her photo in the bathroom. It's like, that's actually really disturbing.
Yeah, it's really over the line. So Haimi has come to, and she runs into the gallery. She calls her mom to find her childhood photo album. And it must be on display within reach, because their mother finds it and confirms that Haimi's childhood doll was named Mina. It was dressed in a red dress. Tae-sung comes back and finds the Polaroid Jung-ki took. In it, it looks like Haimi is killing Sun Young. It turns out that Tae-sung is actually a cop. He handcuffs Haimi to a towel rack in a bathroom, and then Mrs. Im shows up and asks why he came to the gallery. He says he was investigating a murder from 2 weeks ago. I also have questions about that. But we'll come back to that, I guess. She then monologues about the man in the opening scene and reveals that the guests are the descendants of the 4 men who beat the man to death. Mrs. Im says to look at the Polaroid again. Now it looks like Mina killed Sun Young. Tae-sung advances on Mrs. Im, and she turns her head around 180 degrees and then leaves dramatically into the elevator.
And now I'm thinking like, okay, they must be setting up something of like, well, the Descendants thing I thought was dumb. And Tae-sung, he's just acting like an idiot. And I'm like, okay, so it's just like she lured him to how though? Like,
right.
That doesn't make any sense. And then I think it would be cooler if they were setting up some stuff of like Haimi is the killer and she and Mina are the same person or something like that. I thought that's maybe what they were doing. No.
Yeah, maybe she's the only one who sees Mina. No, that's not what it is. Yeah, Tae-sung was investigating a murder that happened 2 weeks ago. But he, 2 weeks later now, wants to come to this like photo shoot thing. That doesn't make any sense at all to me.
Odd.
Tae-sung doesn't have the keys to the handcuffs. Okay, I had such a blank spot in my head. I don't want to say brain fart. I really hate that when people say that, but that's what happened. I couldn't remember the word for handcuffs. I was like, bracelets? And then I looked up, what are cops' bracelets? And then there are all these bracelets that like police officers wear, like for different causes or whatever. I'm like, no. Bracelets slang cops. Handcuffs. Okay, I got there. I knew what I was thinking of, but I couldn't. I was just like out loud. I was like, handcuffs. It was just like so frustrating. But anyway, that's a story about what happened. Taesung doesn't have keys to the handcuffs, and so he goes to get them and leaves Hae-mi with a gun. Mina comes to Hae-mi, and Hae-mi shoots her in the head, but the wound is absorbed into Mina's head. I don't know why or how Mina leaves, but there is a montage of all the deaths that Mina did. But why were her hands bloody in the earlier scene, and do we care anymore?
Yeah, because she hung, like that's after she supposedly hung
Yes.
Young Ha, but like there would be no blood involved.
Exactly. So, she was only bloody after she did the death in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's way later.
That's later.
And okay, I get that this is all very scary to Hae-mi, but her character does just turn into woman who screams and cries the rest of the time. And at some point, I'm kind of like on Mina's side. Like, not that I agree with her, but I am kind of like, hey, me, why are you being so mean to Mina? Like, I didn't. I mean, Hae-mi says earlier that like she was never attached to any toy growing up, but it just doesn't make sense in like, especially with what we see later, like why Mina is so attached to her. But at no point does Hae-mi ever feel like, okay, this doll really loves me. She's just kind of like, get the fuck away from me, like the whole time. And I just don't think that's done well. I think it would have been more interesting had she felt some kinship towards her or something. But no, she's just the whole time is like, get the fuck away from me.
Hae-mi rubs soap on the handcuffs and gets free. But while all this is happening, Taesung is strangled and strung up by Mina. Hae-mi remembers what Junkie said about killing a possessed doll and runs to the studio. Where is Mrs. Im? Don't worry about it, I guess. And retrieves a hatchet to chop off the head of the doll that looks like Mina. Mina realizes that Hae-mi is doing this and drops the wire holding Taesung up. When Hae-mi hesitates, Mina snatches the doll and says she did it all for Hae-mi. Hae-mi says she doesn't like Mina and is afraid of her. And then she just sort of like, her eyes get really big, and then she just sort of sidles her way past Mina and goes to Taesung. Mr. Choi is smoking a bunch in front of the man in the basement.
Yeah.
He's just been standing there for hours, just like smoking in front of this guy.
There must be a bunch of noise upstairs. He doesn't care.
Don't worry about it. We find out that the guy who's chained up made Mina. We also find out that Mrs. Im is possessed, but that she was Mr. Choi's sister and the man in the basement's wife. Mrs. Im wants the man in the basement to make a doll out of Taesung because he looks like the man she loved. Hae-mi goes to Taesung, but Mina, who is now Dark Mina, because her face is dark gray and she has so much eyeliner on, kills Taesung by pushing her hand through Taesung's chest. She's going to kill Hae-mi too, but then she sees Hae-mi's scar. And then we get a flashback of when Hae-mi, as a kid, she did love Mina. She got her scar when she was in an accident on her scooter. She was crying because she wanted to make sure Mina was okay.
So why does she fucking hate this girl now. Like, I don't know. Just that made me more confused.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. M wants to kill Hae-Mi, and Mina is guarding her. Mrs. M kills the Mina doll, which kills the Mina girl. Mrs. M stands up from her wheelchair. She chokes Hae-Mi and makes to stab her, but is shot by the man from the basement. Mr. Choi tackles him and a fight ensues. And the men fall to the lower level. Don't worry about it. And the stunt work is so bad.
Yeah, the whole thing is bad.
Upstairs, Mrs. M is crawling to Hae-Mi. Mrs. M does the speeded up crawl maneuver, but Hae-Mi kills her with the giant nail thing Mrs. M had before. Mr. Choi is killed too. All the dolls in the house come to life.
Just cause.
Don't worry about it. We have been getting tons of shots of the Mother Mary statue in the courtyard, and finally she is struck by lightning. I think this is where the subtitles just quit. Is that what happened with you too? Yeah.
Yes.
So Hae-Mi has to kill the Mother Mary statue for some reason. She runs into it with her Jeep, and this breaks the spell of the animated doll because inside the Mother Mary statue is the original kimono doll from the beginning.
Oh.
The next day, the man from the basement and Hae-Mi burn all the dolls in the courtyard, no doubt releasing all kinds of cancer-causing chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere. Hae-Mi says something and throws Mina's doll head into the fire.
And then we also get a post shot of her as a kid just throwing her doll Mina out the window. Yes. And I was desperately Googling why did she do that? Because I don't know. I'm so what what's the moral? Should you love your dolls or no?
I don't really think it matters.
And it's so Tae-sung is the descendant of the guy who actually killed the doll's love, but he looks like him. It's who killed him? Is there even a mystery about how do they know who killed him? How did she ever figure that out?
Oh.
And also she says 60 years ago, it's just two people found the doll and were yeah, we'll help you. Why did that happen? That's so weird. And is that the ancestor of Mrs. M or what? All of it makes no goddamn sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. That's okay. But yeah, so back to Hae-Mi and Mina though. So Hae-Mi loved Mina so much that she put a soul into Mina, the doll. And that created... But no, because the man in the basement created Mina, the girl.
And how did he know what she looked like? How did he know what Hae-Mi's childhood doll that she threw out the window as a child looked like?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. And now I really do think I have to revise my rating system.
Yeah, because this is
not a 3 movie.
No.
But briefly, there's no trivia. Briefly, what does Letterboxd have to say about it? Well, Twish gave it 4.5 stars. I will be rotating this in my head like a microwave. And Peanut gave it 4 stars. Easy to predict I would love this. Dolls are everywhere, incorporated into the decor, even in the bathroom very creepily. Put this museum on the top 10 horror locations I wish were real. The sheer amount of gorgeous dolls would be enough to secure my approval, but it has a sentimental side, so I love it all the more. And it's 2004, so you know the fashion is impeccable. It doesn't always make sense or land its emotional moments, but I think that only lends it charm, I thought. A delightful little movie.
This is the review of all time.
Wow. Yeah, what is... It doesn't always make sense or land its emotional moments, but that only lends it charm, I thought. I did not think so.
Disagree.
Watched by Heika, the potential this had, sadly, this sucks butt. Rotten Rosette gave it 1 star. Is it camp? Or is it just bad? This felt so long. The cool poster fooled me. You can look it up, WoHos. It is a pretty cool poster. Oh, how would we rate it in doll heads?
2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was
Yeah.
so bad.
Just not, and it does have potential, which is sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would give it 2. I have to revise my rating system. What have we learned?
Hope that your ancestors didn't do anything bad ever. They probably did. So you're
They probably
fucked.
did. Yeah, you're fucked.
So.
Oh, well. Would we watch it again?
No.
Nope. Favorite scene and or kill?
When young Ha is found, when her body's found.
Mm-hmm.
Not to bring up another question, because who cares? But it's like, you'd think of anybody to have a doll that would come to life. It would have been her.
Yeah.
Damien. We never got to see Damien.
I hardly knew ye. My favorite part is when they introduced each other. So stupid.
Yeah.
I remember I was reading a novel one time, and the novel actually said, well, I guess I better go ahead and describe the room. What? And I think that was probably a note of the author to herself.
Yeah.
And she never took it out.
That reminds me, I was watching this guy review like all these like the most disturbing books, and his number 1 was like the 120 Days of Sodom. But he said that there's like a part in the beginning where just every character is listed in detail, just to be like, so you can just pay attention to the horrible stuff happening later. Here's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So they were doing it back then too.
Yeah. Well, who wins the You Fool Award?
Mina?
Oh, yeah. Why did she? Well, it wasn't her fault that she got imbued with a soul, but
She
don't
did.
take it so personally.
You were thrown out the window. Like,
yeah. Did you forget that part?
I guess so.
I don't get their relationship.
Me neither.
Well, thank you, Mac, for having this conversation with me about magic and the doll master. And thank you, WoHos, for joining us and for all your support. It means the world of horror to us, truly. We appreciate you downloading the show and telling all your friends all about us. Next time, what will we be looking at, Mac? We've got folk horror, bless you, psychological, comedy, or horror thrillers.
How about comedy?
Okay, that means we'll be looking at Evil Ed from Sweden and Heart Eyes. Been wanting to watch that one. Remember, WoHos, we love you, and don't go into the basement.
Yay!